Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today's episode is the immediate continuation of the last episode. In the last video, we have created a custom settings page with some input field, text area field, select and radio field. Today, I will show you how you can add a checkbox field and finally an image uploader by using WordPress media library. So let's get started. Alright, so let's head over into the code editor and open up the INC folder and then settings and settings.php. Now let's copy these two functions because we need both of those and paste it here and just change from radio to checkbox. Also change the option name to checkbox, and let's say we also want to keep it as a string value, but the sanitize text field we want match up, use a different function. It is sanitize key. So what it will do, it will check with a specific key name. If it exists, then it will let you pass through, or otherwise it will not. So let's also change the name here, checkbox, and it also change here as well. Now let's copy this function, and we need to create a template for that as well. So let's say checkbox template, create a function here, and let's provide the DOM. So let's add a label first, and then close the label, not the label but the level. And inside that, let's create a checkbox input field. Type will be checkbox, and the name, let's give the name I think the option name is this one. Let's add it here, and the value we defined as a string, so let's say just yes. If it is yes, then it will make that checked, otherwise it will not. So let's grab the value, my plugin checkbox field, and get option. This is the key, and if it checked, then we should also show it like checked. So for this we can use a checked method as well as a radio button. So let's say checked, and want to match up with the yes text or key, and then we need to pass what we have. So it is stored in this variable. Alright, so let's head over into the backend and hit refresh. So as you can see, the checkbox has been appeared, but we need some kind of text here. So let's do like, please check to confirm. And I noticed actually we misspelled the checkbox, so let's match up with this one. Alright, so let's refresh again, and as you can see, please check to confirm has been added. Now let's test our value. So if we check and hit save, and it stays as checked, if we can inspect, let's see it is added, the attribute has been added as checked, so it is working. And if we uncheck it and hit save again, and it stays like unchecked. So this is how you can add a custom checkbox field in your custom settings page as well. Alright, so let's head over into the code editor and add a image uploader now that's gonna grab from the WordPress native media uploader. So let's copy these two sections again and paste it here. Register, let's say, image uploader, and let's change the option name from here. It's an image uploader field. And okay, here you can use it because this time we need an integer value, because by using media uploader we want to just grab the image ID. So we can put this, remove the string to integer, and let's change the sanitize key, and let's provide a custom function here. Let's say sanitize image uploader. So we need to create this function as well. So let's move into the next function. We just change from image uploader, and let's say image uploader, also the callback function image uploader. Alright, so let's create this function and let's do it here. Image uploader template, and create the function image uploader callback. And here let's provide our DOM. So let's create a div with class name, let's say my plugin upload wrap, and inside that, first let add an image tag. So here we will use a custom tag or attribute, I should say, the source, and then let's define the with hard coded. This is for the preview purpose. Now let's add our main uploader DOM. So let's do like this, and let's provide a class here. Let's say my plugin upload action, and here we're gonna need some more fields. First we want an input field that's gonna be hidden, and let's provide the name like my plugin settings uploader field, my plugin settings uploader field, and we also need to provide the value here. We'll add it later. And then we want two buttons, one for adding the image and another for the image removing. So let's create a button here. Alright, so the first button, the type will be button, and let's add a class for styling, and let's say upload image button, and also let's provide an icon here, and we will use default WordPress dash icon. So let's add the class dash icons, and our icon will be dash icons plus, and let's copy this one and just duplicate and change from upload image button to remove image button, and dash icon plus, let's change it to minus. So that is our DOM, and I think we misspelled it, LOADER. So that's our DOM. Now let's add some styling, and we need some styling and also some JavaScript as well. So before get into the action, let's add those CSS and JS scripts we have. So into the CSS folder, we do not have anything, we have just admin.cs. let's add another one and named it image uploader.css. And I'm just copying and pasting from my gist. I do not want to waste your time by writing those basic CSS. So this is our CSS file, but what we need to initialize this CSS file. So and we also want to add those CSS or styling only in the admin section. That is why we kept our CSS into the admin folder and under the CSS folder. So let's open up admin.php, and because we just not only want to add this CSS into the admin area, we also want to load this CSS file only into our custom settings page. So how we can do that? So WordPress does have a functionality, and that is WP register style. Now what it will do, it will allow you to register your style into the WordPress and telling that, okay, I have a style or script and I want to register it to you. And then what you can do, you can use that particular style or script anywhere you want. So that time WordPress will just load on that particular section, not globally. So let's call WP register style, and let's provide our ID here, my plugin image uploader, and then the my plugin URL, and it is admin/css/image uploader.css, and we do not have any dependencies. Let's just use the brand for the unique ID. So we have registered our script style here, but we are not using it yet. So how you can use it on that particular part only? So let's head over into the settings.php, and WordPress does have a hook that is not so much documented. So let's scroll here. As you can see, this is where we actually add our menu, or telling the WordPress that we want to add our menu. So it actually returns a hook, so we can grab that out from here. And then what we can do inside this function, we can add an action, and this action is kind of a dynamic action, and the action name is admin head, and then we can assign our hook here. And then what we need to pass a function in where we want, or we can include those scripts or styles. So let's say my plugin image uploader assets. Okay, then the priority, then the parameter. All right, so now what we need to create this function. So let's create just below here and say enqueue image uploader assets. So let's create that function here, function, and here what we can do, we can say wp enqueue style, wp enqueue style. All right, so we do not need this parameter, we just need the handle because we already registered it. So we can grab this handle from here, my plugin image uploader. So let's copy it and paste it here. All right, so that's it. What we did, we just grabbed the hook from here because we want our CSS to load only our settings page, and we used a action hook, and it is admin head, and then our hook name, which will come dynamically, and then our callback function. So in the callback function, we just enqueue the style that we want to load. So let's head over into the backend and let's click on my plugin settings, and as you can see, our style has been added, and that is why it is showing like that. So if we view the page source and search for the image uploader CSS, as you can see, it has been loaded here. But we also need to check whether this script has loaded into the other admin areas as well. So let's go anywhere, let's click on dashboard, and now let's go to the page source and search for image uploader. As you can see, you are not finding it because it is not loaded here anymore. So this is how we can add particular CSS into your particular area. So now that's done, we also need some scripts to be loaded. So let's create another file here and say image uploader.js. all right, so let's open the jQuery function here and provide jQuery, use the strict mode, and let's grab some JavaScript that I already have, and I will explain to you. So, and I will provide all the codes into the GitHub repo as well. So this is the code. The first one is for uploading and the second one is for removing. So what we are doing here, on upload image button click, as you can see, if we go into our DOM, we do have a button and it is named or labeled as upload image button. So we need to match up with those. Yes, and when we click on that, we want to trigger WP media editor class. From here we want the attachment class, and then when it is clicked, we want to open up the media editor and grab the URL from there. So this is performing the uploading action, and similarly for removing we are using this. When we are clicking on remove image button, and we want to let the user, are you confirming it? And then if it is, the answer is yes, then we are going to remove it from here. I'm actually do not want to explain it elaborately, because this is the basic jQuery stuff, and it is not this tutorial is not focused on the jQuery, so just use this function. And now what we need, we also need to add this JS function as well. So let's head over into the admin.php, and we will do the same process. We will register our script here, my plugin image uploader, and then we'll provide our my plugin, not into the quotation, my plugin URL, and then admin/js/image uploader.js, and we want to have the dependency of jQuery, and then I think we need a dot here, and then add the rand function. Okay, we need a comma here, and set it true in order to load it into the footer. Alright, so we register actually script. Okay, so we registered our image uploader.js here. So now let's load it into that particular page. So let's go into the settings again and move at the top. Okay, so here what we can just do, we just call the WP enqueue style, sorry, not style, script, and we can provide the ID. So it is my plugin image uploader. So now it should load into our settings page. So let's check that out. Let's head over into the admin area and click on my plugin settings, and let's inspect our view source and find for the image uploader.js. So as you can see, our script has been loaded successfully. So let's click on the plus icon. Nothing is happening, so let's inspect it, and what it is saying, that cannot read property editor of undefined. Now why is that? Because we are using the WP media scripts functions, we need to load that library as well. So what we can do, we can go into the code editor and let's add that WP enqueue media. So now let's go into the backend again and hit refresh. Now let's try now. So as you can see, by clicking, the media uploader has been revealed. So that means our style is script is working well. Now it's time to display this image into our front end as well as into the back end. I mean, we want preview the image here, and we also save the value into the backend. So let's head over into the code editor again, and let's scroll down at the bottom. Now here, when we save it, we're just saving the ID. So let's grab it, my plugin image ID, let's say, get option, and we have provided the same name, and it just give you the ID. So when it gives you the ID, we can make use of it. We can use a WordPress function, that is WP get attachment URL, and what it does, it just asks for an ID, and then it generates a URL from that. So let's put the preview here. Let's escape the URL if in case any unwanted data comes. So let's use WP get attachment and attachment URL. So here we are going to provide the my plugin image ID, and that's gonna load the image URL here. And what we also want to do, we want to keep the track as well into our hidden field. So here we just want to take the values. So echo, because it's an attribute, so use attr, and let's grab the value from the variable, and the variable is my plugin image ID. Let's do it here. Also we can let's check like this. Let's do like this set, then let's do like typecasting int and paste it here, else let's provide 0. So we can do this thing here as well. Alright, so now let's head over into the back end and see what happens. So let's hit refresh, and if we click on this, and if we want to add this image, insert to the post, as you can see the preview has been added. Now let's hit save settings. Nothing is showing up. Why? Okay, so let's head over into the code editor and find that out. Okay, let's just var dump it, and let's try to add something else, or this one. Let's hit save settings. Alright, it is saying boolean false. That means it is not saving. Why? Let's check whether it is okay or not. Okay, that is the problem. We misspelled it again. So let's copy that one and replace those with this one. And also what I saw, we haven't we just used this sanitize image uploader, but we haven't used it yet. So let's create that sanitize function. Actually we should keep the sanitize function into separate file or class, but for the sake of this tutorial let's just add it here. Sanitize image uploader. So let's create that function here, and it will have the value here. So let's say if it is set, then we are gonna return, and we are gonna use int val, so that we are ensuring that the value is an integer value indeed. Else let's just return false. So now let's get back into the backend again, hit refresh, and it is now saying string 0, it is blank. So let's add that image again. Preview is coming, so let's save settings, and now as you can see the image has been saved and it is saying that its string ID is 18. So let's remove that var_dump. Okay, so hit refresh, and as you can see the image has been uploaded successfully. So this is how you can add a checkbox field and the image upload as well. I'm seeing the labeling is not okay, so let's fix that out. Okay, register check field, register checkbox, and say checkbox here. Let's check now. Alright, so that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed the video, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the latest videos on time. Until then, keep watching and practicing. See you in the next one.